Okay, welcome to JC Connect. In the previous class, we were discussing about the different types of contracts. So in that, we have discussed the turnkey contract, joint venture contract, and labor contract, item rate contract, percentage rate contract, then a target contract. So cost plus fixed fee contract, so cost plus fixed percentage contract, then lump sum contract. So now next we will move on to indirect lump sum contract for flats or bungalows. So in this system, the rate of construction per square meter, okay, whatever the rate of construction is there, that will be per square meter of the plinth area is jointly fixed. Okay, it is area is jointly fixed by the contractor and the owner, which includes the contractor's profit also. Okay. So once this agreement is made, the contractor starts the work and receives the payment at regular intervals during the different stages of the work. Sometimes the specifications drawings are prepared by the builder itself. Okay. So here it is like a very small um, works. This kind of things will be around some residential buildings or apartments. So normally some of the private sectors, okay, it will be given private sector, okay, and always the work will be given uh, based on the square meter of the plinth area, okay. Then how the payment will be made is that completing the different stages of the work. Then BOT system. So this one BOT system is built, operate, and transfer. Built, operate, and transfer. It is the new system in which the land is acquired by the government and the contractor is asked to build the structure and then operate it until he collects the money he had spent for that construction. Okay, as the as the fees from the users. Okay. Once the construction cost is received or recovered, the structure is handed over to the owner. No payment is made to the contractor by the owner or the government. Okay. So here it is built, operate, and transfer. So as for the agreement, you have to build it and you have to operate it till your construction cost is going to operate or you are going to recover it. Then it has to be transferred to the client or the consumer. Okay. So this is of course a very good move where the some of the um, um, owners or the clients will not be having money at that point of time. So if the government is having the money, so then he can build, he can operate, then the government will get benefited. For example, if the lifespan of around 50 years, assume that, okay, then if the building, if you are going to construct in the mid of the city, mid of the city, so of course it has more value. Then normally the government will come and uh, they will do all the requirements. Then he will operate it for 10 years. 10 years the government will make the profit. Then he will hand it over to the clients. Okay, that way it will be um, constructed. Then security is provided to the builders by the government regarding the law and order problems, if any. So bridges, roads are usually constructed by adopting the systems of contract. The toll is collected from the users, vehicles passing over it by the contractor to recover the construction cost. Okay, the most of the tolls you can see. So it has main um, important things. What the why they will collect the money. Reason behind that it is the maintenance. For example, assume that from Belgaum to Dharwad, it's around. Assume that it's 80 kilometers. For this 80 kilometers, how much cost has been made, or what is the estimated cost? Assume that per kilometer, if it is around 10 crores, okay. So 10 into 80, so it will be around 800 crores. So till this 800 crores plus, okay, maintenance of around 10 years. The agreements will be there. For this maintenance, how much it will be there? For example, maintenance of 1 kilometer road per year, you can assume that it is around 10 lakhs. Okay, 10 lakhs into that much. Okay, 10 years, 1 crores. So then that much will be added and it will be recovered in this system. Okay, so once they have recovered it, whatever the tolls what you are talking about, if they are recorded, they have to remove as per the rules. They have to remove it. Okay, even some of the uh, whatever the tolls what they are constructing, given some part now it is going to the government as a tax. Okay, now they are doing it. Like around 5 to 10% of the money will go to the central government. Okay, and almost all the tolls are being operated by the government of India. Then contract bills and accounts. Okay, so the payment to the contractors for the works or the supply or the materials or the road metal and plants etc. are made on the basis of the measurement recorded in the measurement book. Okay, normally one measurement book will be kept it in any of the government organizations. So whatever the measurements will be there and all the measurements will be kept or it will be recorded in that measurement book. For example, road or if it is of assume that 4 meters wide and 100-meter length. So then what how much will be the depth of subgrade or it will be a base or sub base. So if that kind of measurement they have to record it, and according to that per meter, what will the quality that will be made on the uh, it will be made on the basis of this um, the measurement as well as using the DPR. Okay, even the DPR in detailed project report, whatever the measurements will be there or whatever the value will be there, the same value it will be recorded. Okay. Sometimes what will happen is that um, see the DPR will before execution it is going to happen. Sometimes what will happen is that they may deviate. Assume that the road in the estimated cost road, if you are targeting 100 kilometers, in practical, suppose if it is 103 kilometers, okay, after execution, okay, some plus or minus always it will be there, 103 kilometers. So then this actual measurement will be considered in the measurement books. Okay, some the powers will be given to the assistant executive engineers or executive engineers. If any deviation or plus or minus, that powers will be utilized and it will be given to the contractors. So when work or the supply is completed or sufficiently progressed, the detailed measurements are taken usually by the section officers. Normally the section officers will be uh, GE, okay, and recorded in the measurement book, and an abstract of the quantities are prepared and the cost is calculated at the rate of the contract agreement. Okay, so here the contract agreement we already discussed um, uh, based on the rates of the materials what rated he has quoted for that same amount, whatever the agreement will be made for this, the same amount will be considered in the measurement book. Okay, then after that abstract of the quantities will be prepared. I already said that how the abstract of the quantities will be calculated, or it will be made in the tabular column. Okay. From the abstract of the content, the rate, the bill is prepared for the payment. Okay. So bill, what is meaning of this bill? So bill is the account of work done or the supply of materials made, or it includes the particulars, quantities of work done or material supplied, and the amount due. Okay. Reference to the agreement number, order number are also given in this bill. Okay. The voucher is written document. So voucher is a written document with the details which is kept in record as a proof of payment. Okay. So once the payment is made, for that proof we have to keep some reference letter. That reference letter we can call it as the vouchers. For any payment, the bill is prepared and the payment is made on the bill, duly checked and acknowledged by the payee by the signature or the revenue stamp is required, and after payment is made, bill becomes voucher which is kept in record. This is important. Okay, and always for this um, revenue stamp, or we can now they have to display the GST number. In earlier it was like a revenue stamp, or they are going to display it, but now so they will display the GST number. Okay. Then different types of bills. The various standard forms of bills and vouchers are used for payment according to the nature of the work. So even the white forms are used for running bills, and yellow forms are used for final bills. Very important. These you have to keep it in mind. These you have to keep it in mind. So white forms are used for running bills. I'll tell you what exactly that running bill is. Okay. Then yellow forms are used for the final bills. The following are the different types of bills. Um, that is, first one, the first and final bill. So running account bill form A. So running account bill form C. So lump sum contract bill and hand receipts. Okay. So these are given based on the stages of the work, based on the stages of the work, and based on the whether it is um, uh, whether it will be a final settlement, or whether it is the initial settlement, or whether it is um, the in between you are settling, and it will be different for different kind of works, remember. In whatever these forms are there, it will be maintained in the government organizations. First and final bill. So this form is used for making the payment to the contractor, both for works and the suppliers. Okay. When single payment is to be made on the completion of the whole work, or supply as a final payment. Okay. So this will be given for both the work and those who are going to supply the materials. Okay. Directly it will be given to the suppliers, and some part will be given to the contractors also. Okay. So this is normally it is for the single bill. Okay. For example, if your estimated cost is around, assume that if it is mm, 10 crores, so final only one settlement will be there for 10 crores for all. Okay. For laborers, everything it will includes, including the suppliers of the materials, including the contractors, everything it will be first and final bill. Okay. Then running account bill form A. Okay. This form is used for advance payment. Okay, without any measurement. This is very important. So, advance payment without any measurement. So, it may be used for running bill payment for the advance for unmeasured work only, or the combination of unmeasured work and measured work, or if on account payment is made but an advance payment already made for the same work is outstanding. Okay, so it is like advance payment without any measurements. Okay, that's form number A. Then running account bill form C. So this form is used for contracts both for work executed on piece of work systems and for the suppliers received. So the form A is an advance. Okay, form C is part completion. Okay, for example, 20% if you are completed, then you can give the bill in the form C. This will be used. This form is widely used, especially the first one, what the advance payment, it will not be promoted most of the government organizations. Okay, normally they will take even when they are giving the advance payment, even when they are giving the advance payment. Okay, like secure deposits of or the EMD, whatever it will be, it should not exceed that amount. So they will consider that. For example, if it is 1 to 2% of EMD and 5 to 10% of your secure deposit, okay, and the advance payment will be made within this uh, range only. Okay, within this range only. Then this form is widely used, especially for the medium-sized works executed through the K2 contract or split up works or the project entrusted or the on the nomination to a number of contractors. Then lump sum contract bill. So in this lump sum contract methods, a number of intermediate payments are made in lump sum contract running account bill from the final payment is made. For example, assume that you have um, four stages of work, four stages of you have phase four stages of work. Assume that you have four stages. Okay, so first stage lump sum it will be there. Second stage also lump sum it has to be given. Third stage lump sum it will be given. Then fourth stage it will be ELS will be given. Okay. So and even when you are giving for the stage by stage, okay, there the contract will be made. Your payment will be made once you complete the first stage. Your uh, that too on lump sum. Okay, first stage lump sum, second stage lump sum, third stage lump sum, fourth stage lump sum. Okay, that way it has to be made. It is like the running bill only. Okay, for number C. But here the very strict agreement will be made. Okay, there should not be any deviation. Okay, the first prior to the starting of the work only it will be made. So intermediate payment is made for the of value measure up items work executed forming a part of the contract, value of authorized extra work done on account of additions or modifications in the work executed supported by details in either case. Okay. The final lump sum bill, the full amount as entered in the contract is paid, adding the amount of authorized extras and deducting the authorized omissions and the intermediate payments already made. Okay. Final LS. Okay. Final LS bill means almost all the final settlement we can call it as final settlement will be made after deducting this if you are deviated from any of the quality or something, so that will be deducted. Okay, that will be deducted and it will be made available. Okay, then hand receipt. The hand receipt is a simple form of voucher intended to be used for a small miscellaneous payments, okay, and advances for which none of the above forms is suitable. This hand receipt is for small works. Just like it is an indication, or it is an support whether you have given, whether the person is received or not, to make it legal for the small work. Legal receipt, this we can call it as receipt for the, the small work. Legal receipt for the small work. The purpose of payment and the designation of the officer making the payment is duly supported by the measurement book entry, should be furnished on the hand receipt number. Agreement for this, agreement necessary for the payment made through a hand receipt form. Here also, even the agreement has to be made, okay, prior to the giving this receipt or making the payments. Always remember for this also, even the hand receipts, okay, agreement will be made. Okay, this the preparation of the bills, the how it will be there in the form of, or it will have, how exactly it will be there in the offices, that we will consider maybe in the next class. Shabaz,
Yes, sir.
vaccination,
Sir,
vaccination.